All right, what's going on, everybody? Wanted to get a stream in right quick. I just been chilling, watching Netflix and shit, watching Black as Fuck. Hopefully they renew that show for a second season. But yeah, man, I'm gonna talk some boxing right quick. Um, talk about Tyson Fury. Talk about Mikey Garcia. Um, Manny Pacquiao. Talk about Jamal Charlo going in on Oscar De La Hoya, pretty much, further proving what we've all thought about Oscar De La Hoya in the first place, which we knew he doesn't know how to promote black fighters. So, with that being said, I'm going to start with this topic. You know, um, man, at the end of the day, what's up? I really see, I really see what's going on in boxing, and my eyes is wide open to what's going on in boxing. Well, it's been wide open ever since I started talking about boxing, and it really got wide open when I started covering boxing. When I started seeing the BS that go behind the scenes with boxing, that a lot of people don't want to tell you what's really going on. So, you know, um, it's just more proof that Tyson Fury is just a piece of shit, and that's all you can say. Tyson Fury is a racist and he's a piece of shit. Yeah, what's up? He a piece of shit. He a racist. He everything that's wrong with boxing. And at the end of the day, I think he's starting to embrace the racism stuff. At the end of the day, you'll have his white Euro trash fans trying to come defend him, but more and more proof has just came about that this dude is a cheater, and that's just the bottom line. He just a cheater, and people don't want to accept it. Well, his fans, I think they know, they just don't care. You know, it's amazing. All this evidence that came out about Tyson Fury, you know, cheating in both fights with Deontay Wilder has came out, but yet nobody wants to hear it. But these were the same people that was complaining about Andre Ward hitting Sergey Kovalev low in the second fight, and oh, Andre Ward didn't beat Sergey Kovalev in the first fight, which he did, and Floyd in the in the IV. These are the same people, and then they tell us not to talk about race. But these the same people, like I said, that was disrespecting all these black channels, all these powdered milk village cornballs came out of nowhere and started talking that racial shit. But then, like I say, they come on other channels and they come on our channels telling us, could we not make this about race? Like I said, I swear on everything I love, anybody from the Mayonnaise Nation come on my channel talking that shit to me, your ass is instantly blocked. I'm not even gonna respond. If you think you think I'm playing, try me. So now it looks like Tyson Fury has, that he took the padding out of his gloves to basically Deontay Wilder could feel his knuckles, and then there's the issue of Tyson Fury having something in his gloves. Look, you got to be an idiot to think that that win was legit by now. Deontay Wilder then went and saw a doctor, and everybody keep talking about, well, why don't Deontay Wilder say something? Well, maybe he will in the press conference. At the end of the day, the lamestream media has ignored all the proof and all the evidence that's been presented that Tyson Fury's victory over Deontay Wilder back in February wasn't on the up and up. But they just don't care. They just don't care because at the end of the day, they saw a white fighter beating a black fighter, and people don't want to talk about this. Well, I'm the one to talk about it. Thanks. I'm the one to talk about it. over the past few months, evidence after evidence was presented about Tyson Fury's character, from him failing drug tests, his issues with substance abuse, just everything under the sun that you could think of, former sparring partners presenting evidence that Tyson Fury tampered with the gloves. But nobody wants to hear this. Because like I said, I guarantee if that was a black fighter, you would see video after video made. Talked about somebody as a cheater and this and that, and they should be banned and stuff. Because like I said, I will never forget how, and I'm sorry, I'm going to keep bringing it up. I will never forget how Terrell Williams was treated after that fight with Pritchard Colon. Everybody said he should be in jail. He got called all kind of niggers and all that kind of stuff. Got called every name under the sun. And he didn't even really cheat in that fight. He hit Pritchard Colon in the back of the head a couple of times, but that's because Pritchard Colon kept turning his head. What's up? That was because Pritchard Colon kept turning his head. So that's why Terrell Williams kept hitting him. He kept hitting him because he kept turning his head. And that's how he got put in the coma. But I remember all the nasty shit that was said to him. They even took that fight off of YouTube. That's how bad it was. Like I said, that man got called all kind of niggers, all kind of every name under the sun. Everybody's talking about he should be in jail for attempted murder and assault. Okay, so why don't you have them same sentiments towards Tyson Fury's white ass? So why don't you have them same? Why don't you have that same energy towards Tyson Fury's white ass? Why ain't y'all saying his white ass should be in jail? For real. Oh, I know, because he did it to a brother, though. He did it to a brother. And you see this shit? And then these motherfuckers be wondering why we don't, and then they wonder why we don't trust them and why we don't fuck with them. Because that's why I don't fuck with a lot of them, because they fake. They fake. They fake. They fake. I mean, how much proof do you need? Do you need Tyson? If Tyson Fury came out and said out of his own damn mouth that he cheated in that fight, somehow they still wouldn't believe it. Somehow they still would try to blame this on Deontay Wilder. And now, and then you looking at what's going on. Deontay Wilder been completely wrote off after one loss. Anthony Joshua bounced back after a loss. I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard, he bounced back after a loss. Roberto Duran bounced back after a loss. Thomas Hearns bounced back after a loss. So why all of a sudden, appreciate that. So why all of a sudden, Deontay Wilder's finished? Now, I'm going to say this right quick, and I'm not going to talk about this shit again. So don't nobody ask me to make a video about it. I'm not talking about this shit no more. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it at that. I saw that video. Yeah, he cool. I saw that video of Wilder twerking. I'm gonna just say this much: not a good look. Not a good look. That's what I'm saying. You not finished after you lose one fight. If that, I mean, unless you Alexander Boslik, whatever he called himself, who basically retired after taking one loss. That's weak. I don't care what dudes say. That's weak. He lost to Artur Beterbiev. He got knocked out and he quit. That's weak. But you don't see nobody. You don't see nobody calling him a quitter and a coward. Because if you ask me, he kind of being a coward. I know he got concussed, but to quit after one loss. Now you see that. Now keep in mind when Andre Ward said that he may retire after winning that first fight, that controversial fight, which I thought Andre Ward won. Thought Andre Ward won the fight. with the first fight with Sergey Kovalev. It was a close fight, but it wasn't, it could have went either way. Now, what was people saying when Andre Ward said he may retire? Oh, he's contemplating retire. Oh, he's a coward. He's a coward. He's a coward. He's a coward. And he won the fight. But Buzlik, he quits after one loss. That's being a coward. You quit after one loss? That's weak. But ain't nobody getting on him. Ain't nobody getting on him. And due to the fact there ain't no real fights going on anyway, he got plenty of time. That fight was almost a year ago. That fight was almost a year ago. He didn't have plenty of time to like recover from that fight. That fight was, I ain't gonna say almost a year ago, but it was like a while ago. And he could that just goes to show you his mental psyche weak. Buzlik is weak, and people should let him know that was weak. That was chicken shit what he did. Like I said, let that have been a brother that did that. I don't think it's what I'm saying, H Money, it ain't the worst thing I seen in the world. I mean, I'm just saying it wasn't a good look, but like at least he wasn't in a dress like Oscar De La Hoya. He wasn't in no fishnets pent up against the wall like he was waiting for somebody to stick something up his you know what. When I see some pictures like that, then I mean, H, when we see some pictures like that, then we should be alarmed. When I see now, you when I people ain't got no room to say nothing about nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? So people can't say nothing when Oscar got pictures of him pent up against the wall with a wig on the shit. Then he got pictures with people sticking forks up his ass. Man, get out of here, man. Who you fucking with, man? For real. So I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, H Money, don't look at what's going on in our backyard till you start looking at yours. Cause it's looking real shady on the other side of Golden Boy. Yeah, H, he bought a zip from me before. Oops, shouldn't have said that, but so and he like that pure white too. Columbia, he like that H 90%, bruh, no cut. But with no cut. That's why he be doing all that weirdo shit. Allegedly. Allegedly. So and but like I said before, I'm a move on to the next subject. I mean, what is it gonna take for people to believe that Tyson? Well, like I said, I think people already know it. They just don't care. They just don't care. They already know what's up with Tyson Fury. They just don't care. They just don't give a shit. More a mountain of evidence, shit. More like shit. You gotta shit. You got like a city of evidence. I mean, this. I just want to ask y'all, what black fighter could get away with saying after he win a fight he gonna go snort some cocaine and get some hookers? I'm waiting for somebody to tell me that. I know who that dude is. I covered him before. I covered Brissette before. Yeah, I know who he is. I'm gonna try to catch it tonight. So I'm just like I said, I'm just waiting for somebody. I'm just waiting for somebody to tell me what brother could get away with saying he finna go snort some cocaine and get some hoes. I'm just waiting. And not to mention that homeboy is married. So, like I said before, we presented the evidence, whatever. So, and I'm glad that Oscar De La Hoya's name came up. And speaking of Oscar De La Hoya, let's talk about what Jermell Charlo said. Something that we already know. Yeah. So let's talk about something that we already know with Oscar De La Hoya, that he do not know how to manage or promote black fighters. Because in case you guys don't know, Jermell Charlo went in on him on Twitter. Basically, he basically said what we already knew, that he basically held the brothers back. And that's pretty much what he said. It was some lengthy tweets, but to shorten it up and put it in retrospective, he just said Oscar ain't a good promoter. And I never thought that about Oscar De La Hoya. To begin with, the man ain't no good promoter, man. And that's just the bottom line. He don't know how to manage people. He don't know how to promote people. Cause I mean, look how long it actually took us to get Franchon Cruz Dezern her belt back. It took us to get her belt back because Oscar didn't do shit. I mean, it came out months ago that Juana Man or Hercules Hernandez, whatever that thing was that she fought, tested dirty. It took us bitching about it, and you know what I'm saying, and getting on the sanctioning bodies. And the WBC, of course, a sanctioning body that's ran by Mexicans, that's a Mexican belt. They was the very last people to give her belt back. They was the very last ones. She had already got the other belt back, but nah, Mauricio Sullivan was acting like he didn't know what the hell was going on. You knew that dude cheated, or whatever the fuck that is. You knew that lady got popped, and still wait. I mean, just waited till, I mean, just finally gave back the belt, and she didn't get her belt back till after all this shit jumped off. It basically took George Floyd to get her belt back when the other people gave her belt back. So I'm just saying, Oscar been doing this, and then he wondered why Errol Spence said that shit to him, and I don't know why people acting like they shocked. What do you mean, Oscar De La Hoya don't know how to promote brothers? Well, that's why he lost most of his superstar fighters that were black to Al Heyman and other promotional companies, because they felt like Oscar was putting them on the back burner for just Canelo. And then you heard what Errol Spence said to him. You heard what Errol Spence said to the man. He said, "You don't know how to promote brothers." So, you know, that seemed to be true. And Golden Boy is hanging by a thread anyway to begin with. And due to the fact that you got all this stuff going on with the with the pandemic and everything, and where you can't stage fights without crowds for right now, they really in deep shit. They really in deep shit. I know who Lamont Roach is. I I know who he is, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but what did he do? What happened when Adrian Broner left though? Adrian Broner became an even bigger star. He became a star that don't win no fights. And then he wouldn't let Canelo fight Demetrius Andrade. He wouldn't even let Canelo fight Demetrius Andrade. Still haven't made that fight. So you hearing about Canelo like trying to find like his next fight, they gonna have to try to find somebody solid. But the thing is with Canelo, it's something in his contract to where um it got to be proved by the zone. He can say I want to fight this dude, but they have to have final say. That's why they kept pushing for him to fight Triple G. I don't even think they wanted him to fight Demetrius Andrade because they didn't think that fight was going to draw, and they thought they could get a little bit of of fan support from him fighting Sergey Kovalev. With Sergey Kovalev don't have no fan base. It's I hate to say this, it's one of them things. Demetrius Andre is a very talented fighter, but it's one of them fights where it's just low is just low reward for Canelo, and it's a risky fight because he could be outboxed in that fight. But I wouldn't fight Canelo if I was Demetrius Andrade, because at the end of the day, when you fight Canelo, because like I said, I'm one of them dudes I like to tell the truth. Look, can we please cut the shit? When you fight Canelo, and this is the honest to God truth, when you fight Canelo, you already down 4 rounds by the time the bell rings. You already down. You already down 4 rounds. So basically, you got to go on a tear for the next like 8 rounds. You got to try to drop Canelo, or you got to try to like just beat the living holy hell out of him. You already down 4 rounds. Because Oscar gonna see to it. You ain't getting no decision. Yeah, you ain't getting no decision versus Canelo. Y'all gotta understand something. The Zone invested $300 million in this dude. You think they gonna bring somebody in that's gonna actually pose a threat to him? Man, Canelo was getting whooped. Okay, let me break this down. Them kind of fights, like hard to predict the winner, because you can see Andrade like outboxing Charlo, but then at the same time you could see him possibly getting caught and possibly getting stopped. But I mean, Andrade never really took no punishment in a fight. People keep saying they want to see how good his chin is. Well, this would be the fight. We'll see how good his chin is. Because Demetrius Andrade ain't never really been nailed. So that's why people be thinking that he got like a suspect chin, but there's never been no evidence to prove that he has a suspect chin. I mean, Kincaid caught him a couple of times. He took his punches, but that's like what they've been putting out about him. So we don't know. We don't know, but I could see that being a good fight though, because Charlo gonna make it a good fight. Yeah, I think they ready to give Triple G up, but the problem is you gonna get Triple G to sign the contract. I don't think Triple G is gonna sign the the contract. I would love to see that fight, H, but I mean, for whoever you want to blame, the fight ain't happen. Yeah, that's how I see it. Fight. Charlo is going to try to take Demetrius Andrade's head off, and there's going to be room for Andrade to land some nice punches. Andrade got power. That's what people keep missing about the dude. The dude, when he sit on his punches, he could do some damage. But he one of them fighters, he don't rely just strictly on power. He one of them dudes, he had that Floyd Mayweather type of mentality. He just play it safe, win the rounds, and then just go home. I mean, if a knockout like is there, he'll see can he get it, but he's not gonna go out of his way to get a knockout. That's just the type of what you call a lunch pail type of fighter. Where Charlo would rather like stop you, but it's gonna be opportunity for him to like possibly stop Charlo because Charlo, as you guys know, sometimes he can swing very wildly. Sometimes his punches are very wide, so there will be opportunity to counter him and in exchanges. So I like it, but the problem is, can we get that fight made? Now you already hearing about Charlo saying that he may be moving up to 168 to fight David Benavidez. Well, I could tell you this much. That'll be a hell of a fight. That'll be a hell of a fight for his first fight at 168. I can tell you right now, don't go to the bathroom when that fight happened because anything could happen in that fight. That'll be a hell of a fight. But I don't think that should be your first fight at 168. I don't think that should be your first fight. I think you should find a more easier opponent. Take two what you would call, I ain't gonna say tune up, but like basic fights at 168. Then you go for Benavidez. Well, here's the thing. He say he want to fight, but they haven't been a fight. Because keep in mind, you hear that famous excuse about, well, they with this dude and they with that dude and shit. Like I said before, fights can be made. Fights can be made if everybody involved really want the fight to be made. Nah, you entitled to your opinion. It ain't no big deal. That's what you think. That's what you think. Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard shamefully ducked Aaron Pryor, but Sugar Ray Leonard ducked a lot of people. Shit, he ducked the body snatcher, he ducked Mike McCollum, he ducked the third fight with Thomas Hearns, he ducked the second fight with Marvin Hagler. So I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard is a compulsive ducker. So I could do a long history about Sugar Ray Leonard. He didn't want to fight Donald Curry. He talked Donald Curry out of the Marvin Hagler fight, and then he took the shit. He didn't want to fight Iran Barkley. You know, so Sugar Ray Leonard was a master ducker. He was. He was just one of them type of dudes. He could smile. He gave you a lot of interviews and stuff. So he was a media darling. Facts. Man, I'm so tired of people talking about that fight, man. Man, Sugar Ray Leonard was backpedaling that whole fight. He did exactly. I don't know who was, and I mean Oscar De La Hoya. I know he ran for the last 4 rounds against Trinidad, but Sugar Ray Leonard, all he was doing was backing up and throwing, and then every like last 30 seconds of the fight, he had throw combination punches. I had Marvin Hagler winning that fight. I'm sorry. I had Marvin Hagler winning that fight. I didn't watch that fight so many times, and Marvin Hagler won that fight. And I knew one judge had it like some ridiculous score, like had it like 10 rounds to 2 for Sugar Ray Leonard. I was like, man, you smoking dope. I think the problem was Marvin Hagler, he knew he already knew what was finna go on when they read the scorecards. He needed to drop Sugar Ray Leonard to get that. And then I'm gonna tell you something else. And Sugar Ray Leonard lost that second fight to Thomas Hearns too. He got dropped twice. But that's what I'm saying. You know, that's what I'm saying about Sugar Ray Leonard though. He dropped Marvin Hagler. I mean, he dropped Thomas Hearns dropped Sugar Ray Leonard twice in that fight, and he still got a draw. And then refused to fight him and then refused to fight him a third time. Yeah, he can. At one, if he stay at 154, of course he can, because 154 is like the most wide open division. Anybody could be beaten that division. You know, anybody. You know, it is 154 is the most like it's like it's the most interesting division right now, because like I said, everybody to a certain degree, that's one division where I could clearly say Styles makes certain fights. When you put this dude versus this dude, you don't know who could win. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought Jarrett Hurd was gonna stop J Rock. I thought he was gonna stop J Rock. I thought he was gonna be Jarrett Hurd. He was gonna fall behind. He was gonna fall behind early, and then like the later rounds, he was gonna start putting his punches together. He was gonna catch J Rock, and then he was gonna eventually stop him. But he never got going in that fight. He never got going in that fight. J Rock smothered his punches. He crowded him. He fought him on the inside. He landed some nice shots, and he walked away with the victory. And then look what happened to him. Then he gets KO by Rosario. And then the funny part, Jarrett Hurd could come in and KO Rosario. So then Lubin could come in and beat Jarrett Hurd, and then J Rock could beat. You just never know. It's wide open. So I don't think it's no standout guy at 154, and I like that. Where kind of like at 147, you just reality and common sense says at 147 is Errol Spence, Crawford, than the rest of the people. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, every fight at 154 can have a different. No, I don't think Jarrett Hurd is finished, because I think J Rock could come back. But the thing is with Jarrett Hurd, I think Jarrett Hurd could have been the best guy in that division, but Jarrett Hurd didn't. He had terrible defense. He didn't know how to move his head. He didn't know how to get out the way. Now he working with Shakur Stevenson's coach. And Jarrett Hurd, from what I heard, he started late in boxing. I don't think he was. I think he was a late bloomer too. He wasn't one of them dudes that started like at 9, 10 years old. Hey, you know what, H? If I was 20 years younger, I might would try to fight at 154. I'm 5'11", but I'm too old to be trying to. I get the shit as wide open as 154 is. Shit, I might take much, but I can't get to know 154. I haven't been in. I've been over 200 pounds since I was like 16. So, but shit, that's how wide open 154 is. Anybody could come in and, you know what I'm saying, and make an impact. You know what I'm saying? Jaime Mugia, he didn't want no smoke with none of them dudes. That's why he went up to 16. That's why he went up to 160. But then I think eventually they gonna throw him. I think eventually, if Canelo don't depending on what happened with Canelo's next fight, if he don't get Triple G, if he don't get Triple G again, or maybe Caleb Smith or Billy Joe Saunders, which you've been hearing the Billy Joe Saunders name. Don't be surprised if Jaime Mugia's name really start to surface as a possible future opponent for Canelo. I believe that. I believe that. Real talk. Because that's the reason why they signed him. That's the reason why they signed him. You already know that eventually they gonna put him in the ring with Canelo. They just gotta find possibly like some common ground on the weight. Yeah. So they just gotta find some common ground. I don't know if Canelo still can make 160. He should be able to make 160. He should. But we know Canelo, if he fight Jaime Munguia, he gonna try to control everything when it comes to that fight. He gonna try to control the dehydration, the rehydration, for real. He gonna try to control the piss, all this stuff, because that's what Canelo do. That's why I kept saying, if they were serious about making a big fight, and if Manny Pacquiao was serious about having a big fight, the best fight out there for him, if he looking for money, like I keep telling him, and like I keep telling y'all, the best fight for him out there, the most lucrative fight, is a fight with Canelo. Canelo, is he the ultimate juicer? I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that to myself for right now. I mean, if he fought Manny Pacquiao, that's why that fight would be so intriguing, because we both know that both of them dudes gonna say they don't want no drug testing, and Canelo will be like, fine. And Manny Pacquiao would be like, fine. So it's gonna be, you gonna have Manny Pacquiao, having his special milkshakes again, and then you gonna have, Canelo eating his mystery meat. So, you know what I'm saying? The fight will be promoted as, what I'm saying, juiced up. So yeah, that would be like the most lucrative fight for him out there, if he like looking for like money. And it's a fight that he ain't expected to win. So I just go fight Canelo, get my ass beaten, just call it a day. Because because what Manny is looking for a big payday, but at the same time a low risk fight. So that's what he's looking for. He looking for he, because I just don't think he really wanted to work with Crawford. I don't think he wanted that work, because he could have got it like a few years ago. The man took a belt from the dude that took it from you, but you didn't want that opportunity to get that belt back. So, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, Crawford must. I mean, people keep saying Crawford is overrated and he ain't that good, but he sure can't get people to get in the ring with him. Because I'm still trying to figure out if he's so not that good, or overrated. Well, why won't nobody sign the contract? Danny Garcia is the number one contender for that. Danny Garcia is the number one contender for his WBO belt. But you ain't heard Danny Garcia once say make that fight. They always say call Al Heyman. By the way, that sound weak as fuck. Cause it's like this. Instead of saying call Al Heyman, he should be like, well, I'm gonna call Al Heyman. I mean, how many challenges do you gotta that you gotta say no to? And like I said before, I just don't think the PBC is gonna feed Crawford any of these super like top notch fighters. They don't even want to give the man. They don't even want to give the man Ugas. It's just amazing. As soon as it seemed like Ugas was willing to take the fight with Bud, then miraculously he gets a title shot for a vacant belt. I just find that rather unusual. But you know, hey, who am I? I'm a nobody. You know, I just feel, just think the timing is strange. Keep in mind, you guys. Keep in mind, Ryan. Um, he got talked out of the title shot, and he was promised the title shot like last year. He got talked out of taking a title shot, like I think sometime last year, and then he was promised a title shot. So look, he get one. then all of a sudden he don't even have to you know, instead of getting a title shot, he have a chance to fight for a title. So guess what? If he wins that belt, the PBC got 3 of the major belts. And then guess what? Errol Spence wins his tune-up fight. Then basically he fights Ugas. More than likely, he fights Ugas next. If Ugas is successful, then Errol Spence has 3 belts. And then once again, it becomes a power thing. Then negotiations get fucked up. Like I said before, I think Errol Spence is growing out of I think he growing out of 147. I just I'm like Ellie Setback. I just don't think I don't think the Crawford fight is gonna happen. I think look, man, if you fly through a car window and you flew like 80 feet, I don't think you I don't think that you gonna be okay to fight. And like I couldn't believe when people tried to insult our intelligence by making us believe that Errol Spence was gonna fight. Like after he got in the car accident, he was coming back in February. I told people straight up, I said Errol Spence is out at least a year. I said that man is out at least a year. And like I said, he still got to get a couple of his teeth fixed, and then he still ain't been cleared to spar. Like I say, the real test is gonna be when he get hit. You know how his reflexes is when he comes back. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did have God on his side. But that's the plan. Y'all heard it here first. If Ugas win that title for the vacant belt, they gonna put him in the ring with Errol Spence. And if Errol Spence win that fight, then Errol Spence got 3 belts. He may fight Crawford, but then he may not. It all depends on what's going on within the next 6 months to a year. If the fight is big enough or whatever, I think is big enough to make now. But if they can get like a live audience or something like that, if they can make the fight, then they may make the fight for undisputed. But then what may happen if is Errol Spence feel like he can't make 147, he just gonna give up all 3 of the belts. So then basically all 3 of the belts is gonna be spreaded around. And then you know what's gonna happen. If Bud still have his belt, it's still no guarantee is he gonna get a chance to become undisputed at 147. Now, Bud is gonna be 33 in September. Is that old? Well, it depends really on him. But you figure Bud got at least maybe 3 more years if he don't take significant punishment. Cause he's old, he's 3 years older than Errol Spence. So you figure like, okay, Bud is 32 right now. So like between that 33 and 36 age range, you either going you either gonna be peaking or you gonna be starting to fade. So like I said, it's the next Bud need to get back in the ring immediately. It hurts him a little bit more than it does Errol Spence because Errol Spence still got age on his side because Errol Spence is only 30. But Bud is 30, 32 going on 33. So like I said, in between that 30, 33 to 36, you may see Bud decline a little bit. And then here's the thing. If they wait till next year, September of 2021 or something to make the Errol Spence Bud fight, you gonna have people saying, okay, well, you age Bud out. You waited till he got old. Just telling y'all. Nah, no, H. I understand what you trying to say, but it ain't about taking punishment. It's sometimes your body just start to, just break down, just period, because of age. But Bud take care of himself. So Bud may have another good 3 years. But I would rather see the fight happen. I'd rather see that fighting. Oh, you don't even want me to talk about Manny Pacquiao. We all know what's up with Manny. I mean, we all know what's up with Manny Pacquiao. I mean, come on, man. We know what's up with Manny Pacquiao. It don't take a genius to figure out what's up with Manny Pacquiao. So, I mean, for real, I stand by what I say. Ain't no way you could tell me some dude that started from like 105 pounds went up all these weight classes, and all of a sudden, as he got older, all of a sudden he able to absorb punches better than he did, you know, at a lower weight class. And you trying to get me to believe this dude between age 29, 20, 28, 29 to like 31, 32, all of a sudden this dude is throwing over 1,000 punches in a fight, throwing astronomical amount of punches in a fight. Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. I'm just saying, H, like when you just start feeling it, man. See, you a lot younger than me, man, because like I said, like I'm still in good shape for somebody my age, but I can't do at 45 what I used to do at 25 and stuff, because it just, you know what I'm saying? You can get all the GMC in the world, but it ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? It can like, it can like give you a quick burst or something like that, but you just gonna feel it, whether you like it or not. And that's what I'm saying about Bud. You just don't know. Cause like I give you a prime example. Man, Roy Jones Jr. after he got in his 30s, he declined. And I mean, he just started falling by the waistline. He just started getting old overnight. He didn't have I mean, for real. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Like I said, after Roy started getting in his 30s, and I told people this. I said Roy Jones Jr. don't got a fighting style that's gonna take him like deep into his 30s, to where he gonna be able to fight at that high pace that he used to fight at. Roy was a dude that had lightning quick speed. And I'm gonna tell you something. You watch all of Roy Jones Jr.'s old fights. Roy always fought with his face out and his hands way down. He never fought with the high guard. He never fought with his gloves up, covering his face. And you just knew that eventually that was going to catch up to him as he got older. And he like I said, he never made adjustments for when he got older, because like I said, as a fighter, you have to make adjustments depending on how deep you going to fight into your career. Like if you one of them dudes that say you going to fight from 21 to like 38 or something, then you got to prepare yourself and your body to fight more systematically. You can't be what you call an impulse fighter, where you just that's what made Floyd so good, because Floyd made adjustments as he got older, and Roy never did that. Watch Roy's fights, man. Roy never had no jab. Roy was a dude that had lightning quick hands, but Roy never had no jab. Roy didn't know how to break a dude down punch by punch. If Roy, man, I keep telling you, if Roy was, let's just face the fact, Roy Jones Jr. wasn't a complete fighter. He wasn't a complete fighter. If he had became a complete fighter, if man, I'm telling you, Roy would have never lost a fight. Shit, what jab? That's what I keep trying to tell you. What jab? Roy never tried, like, watch Roy's his fights. Hey, appreciate that, man. I was watching his fight with Virgil Hill. I was like, man, this dude don't got no kind of jab. But he was so fast, he made up for what fundamentals that he lacked with his speed. Like he overwhelmed James Toney with his speed. He overwhelmed Bernard Hopkins with his speed. But like I said, Roy wasn't no complete fighter. Cause like I said, if Roy had got, man, I'm just telling you, if Roy had learned the consistent jab, and if Roy knew how to like systematically break his fighters down, Roy would have never lost the fight. Not with that, man, for real. Man, if Roy had fought Joe Kazagi like probably 3 years prior to that fight, he would have won that fight. Well, I know Kazagi used to play with his nose. That's a fact. That ain't no secret. That's not no secret, ladies and gentlemen. We know Joe Kazagi used to play with that Tina. Yeah, that's documented. Yeah. Oh yeah. Joe Kazagi used to like that booger sugar. Yeah, he used to like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, right on, bro. You got to understand, bruh. You got to understand they wasn't really keen on that shit back then. So it was, man, it was easy to manipulate the system back then, dude. You heard what Mike Tyson said. You could get away with it, man. Well, I mean, it's, as you can see, it's easy to fuck with your gloves. As you can see, it's easy. Like, here's the thing that y'all should know. Here's the thing that everybody should know. Those sanctioning bodies that they be having to like oversee these fights, like hand wraps and all that kind of stuff. A lot of them dudes don't be knowing what to look for. A lot of them ain't never boxed a day in their life. Like I said, why you think so many people can get away with it? Because a lot of them don't know what to look for. So that's why a lot of these dudes be making it into the ring, putting screws and shit in their gloves and shit. I want somebody to explain to me, how did they let Tyson Fury walk into that ring and they knew he didn't have padding in his gloves? And then he got caught, and that's another thing. Let's go back to the Christian Hammer fight. He was up there. He was up there. Tyson Fury got caught red-handed, like attempting to cheat, because the referee looked at him like, "Come on, man, come on, man." That's what I'm saying. All this evidence been presented about Tyson Fury, and don't nobody want to hear it. Oh, but let me answer that question, bro. Um, Bernard Hopkins learned how to fight. Like I said, as he got older, he adjusted to his age. Bernard Hopkins, Bernard Hopkins would tug, grab, throw punches, rabbit punch. Soon as the referee break, you throw a couple of quick combinations. So Bernard Hopkins, he learned how to pull some tricks out of his trick bag. So Bernard Hopkins, that's why he was able to effectively fight until he was 50. That's what I'm saying. He adjusted to his age. So that's why Bernard Hopkins won a lot of the fights he won. He was real crafty. Oh, and by the way, Bernard Hopkins, I thought he did enough to win that fight with Joe Kazagi. It was a very close fight. It was a split decision. That fight could have went either way. I had Bernard Hopkins winning that fight, but it was a competitive fight. But I didn't think it was the end of the world. I didn't think Joe Kazagi, if he would have lost, I don't think he would have got robbed. And Bernard Hopkins, I didn't think he got robbed. It was just a close fight. I thought Bernard Hopkins did enough to win, and that's pretty much the bottom line. And as you can see, Joe Kazagi didn't want to do it again. And if I'm not mistaken, Bernard Hopkins dropped him in that fight. But I mean, Joe Kazagi always used to get dropped in a lot of his fights. Okay, yeah, so he did knock him down. I thought so. That fight was so, yeah, I thought so. Okay, yeah, see, that's what I thought, H. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Bernard Hopkins dropped him. Yeah, that was a close fight, man. I had Bernard winning. It was 7-5 either. It could have been 7-5 either way around, but I had B Hop winning that fight, man. But Joe Kazagi, he didn't want to do it again. So I don't. Then again, I don't blame him. Bernard Hopkins ain't a dude that you look forward to fighting the second time. He just he just ain't one of them dudes you look forward to fight multiple times. I don't think Jermaine Taylor liked fighting him a second time. I have nothing. I have nothing bad to say about Bernard Hopkins, the fighter. H, it's the other shit, the other fake ass shit he be doing, and you know what I'm talking about. He shouldn't be nowhere near Oscar De La Hoya. Do you think Sergio Martinez was on something? Nah, I just think he caught Paul Williams with a good shot because Paul Williams walked into that punch. It was a mixture of him, momentum, his extending his face out, and then Sergio Martinez throwing a perfectly timed punch. I don't think he was on nothing. It was just one of them. He just got caught. Yeah, Bernard Hopkins, like I said, he was he was a thinking man in the ring. I really I think one of the biggest regrets in boxing is that him and James Toney couldn't find no common ground to where they couldn't set up a fight. That would have been a hell of a fight. That Bernard Hopkins versus James Toney would have been a hell of a fight. But unfortunately, James Toney had left the weight class, like he had left the weight class before Bernard Hopkins did. So that was just one of them fights. Even though they could have probably could have found some common ground with a catch weight, but that's a fight I wish would have happened. He was just too old. He was just too he had just nah Bernard Hopkins is arguably one of the best middleweights of all time. That's why I laugh when people say what would have happened if Triple G would have fought Bernard Hopkins, but Triple G would have quit against Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins would have just embarrassed Triple G. That would have been a real easy fight for. When I say Triple G would have been an easy fight for Bernard Hopkins. Nah, Bernard Hopkins got some names on his resume. He got some names. He got some names. He got some names. Oh, and H, that's funny. You name me anybody on Triple G's resume that looked like the people that Bernard Hopkins fought and beat. I want somebody to explain. And so how in the hell, and that's what I'm saying, how in the hell you got Triple G as one of the greatest middleweights of all time? How do you got that dude in the top 25 greatest fighters of all time based off what? Like I said, Dan Rafael on ESPN, I don't know what they was talking about. There ain't nobody on Triple G's resume that that's on Bernard Hopkins' resume. It's you can't even compare the two. It's laughable to even like compare the two. Even though Bernard Hopkins moved up some weight classes, Triple G don't have nobody like that on his resume. Well, hell, it seemed like a few 50-year-olds coming back. You know, Mike Tyson coming back. So who knows? Hey, that's the funny part. A lot of people don't believe he even beat Daniel Jacobs, and he definitely lost to Sergey Derevyanchenko. And then Kell Brook was whooping his ass. Kell Brook was whooping his ass until Kell Brook got caught. Yeah, that would have been it. Yeah, yeah, dude retired. Like Parag, he would have been a very he would have been a very interesting fight for Triple G, but I don't think Triple G would have took that fight. I mean, you can't even get Triple G to fight Charlo or Demetrius Andrade. So, what would make you think he would fight a dude like that? They had to twist his arm to get him to fight Daniel Jacobs. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen. They had to get the man. You know what I'm saying? They had to get on dude's helmet to get him to fight Daniel Jacobs. He didn't even want to make that fight. I mean, for real. And I used to crack up how HBO was celebrating that dude. It was clearly because he was who what he was. They said his back like they said like his back just went kaput. Yeah, I remember that fight. I remember that fight. Hey, but you gotta remember, Robert Berg, Robert Bird, he would let Daniel Jacobs look like he was gonna get up. And keep in mind, Daniel Jacobs shortly realized he had cancer too. So it was a mixture. Man, they used to trip me. They used to trip me out how they used to be nut hugging Lomachenko. I mean, the dude had less than 10 fights and they was talking like this dude was the greatest thing they ever saw. Yeah, HBO made a grave error, like when they just went out of their way to promote those Eastern European fighters. But the funny part, if anybody was listening to my channel back then, I predicted in 2016 that HBO was gonna go out of business, that they was gonna go belly up, that they was gonna get out of the boxing business, and that's exactly what happened. And it's their own fault. They could have worked with the PBC. They didn't want to work with Al Heyman because they was mad that Al Heyman and Richard Schaefer, they had an issue with both of them because Richard Schaefer helped get the deal with Showtime. But then again, why would Floyd stay with HBO when they used to be treating him like shit? When they would have Larry Merchant's old white ass like constantly like disrespecting Floyd, but then he'd always be sucking up to those Mexicans and those other non-black fighters and shit. But he'd constantly be trying to like sneak this Floyd right to his face. So why would you stay with a network that allowed somebody like Larry Merchant, who ain't never fought a day in his life, to constantly disrespect one of your biggest stars on your roster? So So I mean, yeah. And the funny part about it was funny, man. Jim Lampley took that real personal. He wouldn't even mention Floyd Mayweather's name after he left. I remember when they I think did they final broadcast and they was showing all the fights that they had. I think they only showed like a little bit of footage of Floyd Mayweather. They kept showing just Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya. Well, Floyd gave HBO plenty of footage. They could have showed the Manny Pacquiao fight because that was a joint venture between HBO and 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 Showtime. Who Oscar De La Hoya? He was well. I know that Oscar De La Hoya was accused of stacking his gloves his whole career because Freddie Roach said Oscar De La Hoya used to stack his gloves in all his fights. That's what I'm saying. Oh, Larry Merchant. Oh, the Keeper. I remember when I went to cover Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev, the first fight, I did a brief interview with uh with Larry Merchant, and I didn't even use the footage because my disdain for him. I didn't even use the footage, man. I swear to God, I didn't even use the footage. I didn't even want to talk to him. I interviewed him, and I just had so much disdain for him to where I just was like, I don't want to talk to this racist ass motherfucker. I was like, I don't want to talk to this dude. I swear, I'll put that on everything I love. I had the footage. What's up? Nah, hey, bro. I swear, dude, I had the footage. Right, I had the footage, and I erased it. I didn't even want to I didn't even want to put nothing. Like he just somebody I just couldn't stand him. I used to catch like you can make a highlight reel of Larry Merchant's like condescending remarks towards the brothers, man. He used to always, I tell you somebody, he used to always try to disrespect. He used to always try to it was two people that he had tried to disrespect a lot. He had tried to sneak this Shane Mosley and he had tried to sneak this Floyd Mayweather. Well, first of all, these dudes got to pay. First of all, they just don't have the persona that Floyd Mayweather have. You know, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, Floyd Mayweather he got where he got being a villain, and I don't think like Andre Ward said, Andre Ward broke that down. He broke it down perfectly. They want everybody to act mad niggerish when they a fighter or they can't sell. What I don't understand is why didn't they ask Manny Pacquiao to be like that? If you act like Andre Ward, you're boring. But if you act like Floyd Mayweather, they can't stand your black ass, but then they'll quote unquote tune in to watch you. And and that's the thing, they want every black fighter to act like Floyd Mayweather. You know, they want you to wear the black hat and shit, you know, and that's the problem. But these new generation of fighters, they don't have the persona that Floyd had because, like I said, even when you meet them in person, a lot of times they don't, you know, give you good interviews or whatever the case may be. Now I'll tell you, they hit and miss whenever you interview them, and that's the Chalos. Oh man, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Man, Jim Lampley in that same class, he talked about he cried when he found out Muhammad Ali died, right? Still don't take away the fact that you was a racist. I guess Muhammad Ali was the only black dude that you ever liked. So yeah, that's the funny part. I know Andre Ward brings up his father, which Andre Ward got raised by his father, but HBO saw Andre Ward, and most people saw Andre Ward as a black dude. They did not give a damn about who his father was. I think Devin Haney could be it, but he gotta he gotta do some more things. But I don't think he need to. I don't think he need. What I'm saying H. He don't have to turn exactly into Floyd Mayweather. I don't want to see him like getting out of limos with a whole bunch of chicks and all that kind of stuff, because that's already been done. Now, if he willing to be just Devin Haney, hey man, it's all good, man. Bless the man. You know what I'm saying? I got love for him because he come from the Bay. His dad from his dad from the town, so I got love for him. I want him to be like the next big thing. But at the end of the day, you gotta find the right type of dance partner too. You gotta find the right dance partner. I'm gonna always have an issue. I'm gonna always have an issue with Devin Haney because I was mad that he apologized for his comments about he ain't gonna let no white boy beat him, which once again that was much to do about nothing. I wouldn't apologize for that shit. It wasn't nothing to apologize for. When you didn't heard people say way worse stuff, you got Tyson Fury saying he don't understand Black Lives Matter, and he's saying that this man that went in on black people and Black Lives Matter. But once again, you don't see the Mayonnaise Nation saying shit about that. He got a problem with Anthony Joshua being proud to be black. But ain't nobody said nothing about that. Why ain't he been asked to apologize? Why ain't Eddie Hearn giving him, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, even though Eddie Hearn don't promote him, why ain't Eddie Hearn calling out Tyson Fury? Says he got something to say about, Deontay Wilder. Yeah, but is he gonna do it though? Is he gonna do it? I know some shit about Tyson Fury, man. If I can get that damn story about Tyson Fury, I already did told people what Tyson Fury allegedly did when he was a teenager, him and his cousin. I need that story. Hey, what's up, bro? And like I said, getting back to Devin Haney, I think Devin Haney can be. I think he can be big in boxing, but like I said, I don't think there's ever gonna be another Floyd Mayweather. I mean, if boxing could ever get back to normal, or life could get back to semi-normal where we ain't wearing masks everywhere we go and we can actually go in a arena without having to worry about getting sick and shit. Yeah, I think they could focus on that. But then it's just more than Devin Haney. What about Shakur Stevenson? I see Shakur Stevenson. I think he could be the next big thing in boxing. I think it's out of him, and I think both of them dudes could be big. Mike, let me get to you first. I think if they really, man, I'm gonna just be honest with you. We all know the sanctioning bodies. They could have did something if they wanted to. If they wanted to do something, if they wanted to run a proper investigation, if Las Vegas wanted to run a proper investigation, they could, and they would find out a whole bunch of shit. If we can get all this information, you know damn well they could get even more information. How is it that we didn't presented information to show that Tyson Fury cheated in that fight, but then they don't want to hear it? I mean, come on, man. I mean, ain't nobody. I'm pretty sure ain't nobody that's listening to this live stream is stupid. I know y'all ain't stupid. I don't believe y'all stupid. So I mean, I'm just saying, if we can get evidence and present evidence and make our own, and we didn't edit the videos, we showed proof that Tyson Fury wasn't on the up and up. So if we can present evidence, you don't think they could pay some people to find out what else they need to know? Tyson Fury should be, to be honest with you, anybody that's listening to this video, like I said, dig up the story of Panama Lewis and that dude Resto. Showtime. They got mad bread, man. They can find out this shit. They can find out more than we could find out. Go look up Panama Lewis. Panama Lewis got banned from being ringside because he took the patent out of this dude's glove. He tried to lie about it. He did it. He did it. He did it. He did it. And he got banned. I think Panama Lewis is I think he's still around. I think he like I think he's somewhere in New York. But he's banned from being, he lost his license to be like ringside. He can't never be ringside. And he went to jail. So why ain't Tyson Fury's ass in jail? And to be honest with you, Margarito should have went to jail. Margarito should have never been allowed to fight again. He got caught cheating red-handed. And the same goes for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury should be arrested for assault. Yeah, Panama Lewis. Yeah, I ain't no fan of Panama Lewis. At the end of the day, I know he one of us. But at the end of the day, man, he did something that was wrong, man. He could have caused that dude to get killed, and that dude got fucked up really bad. He got fucked up really bad. And I'm not excusing that shit. So Panama Lewis deserved not to be ringside because he did. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is, okay, well, if Panama Lewis is banned, shouldn't Tyson Fury be banned? He went to jail. Him and that dude Resto, they went to jail. Tyson Fury should go to jail. Margarito should have went to jail. Margarito should have never been allowed to fight again. And Tyson Fury, we got more than enough evidence to prove that Tyson Fury ain't on the up and up. Tyson Fury should be in jail, but they not gonna put him in jail. Y'all gotta ask y'allself something. Why that man moved to Las Vegas? Okay. He don't even want to try to renew his license in the UK. That's his home. Y'all gotta ask y'allself these questions. Y'all don't find nothing peculiar about that? For real? I know y'all smarter than that, man. Y'all don't find nothing peculiar about a man who refuses to fight in his country that he's supposed to love so much, talked about he a proud gypsy, but he don't want to get his license back and shit. And then people keep saying that Tyson Fury failed his drug test for the second fight with Wilder. They say that's another cover up. So here you have, ladies and gentlemen, all the brothers that's listening to this podcast. So here you have a man that's accused. Okay. So here you have, brothers and sisters, a man that's been caught red-handed in a fight with adjusting his gloves. You got all this mountain of evidence. This dude didn't fail drug test. But yet people still trying to paint him as a great guy. See, that's what I don't know. I don't know. I know usually the PBC, they use Vada. Well, there's a rumor. There's a rumor that Tyson Fury failed his drug test for this fight. Now keep in mind, Now keep in mind he threw a towel over the camera so people can see, so people couldn't see his hand wraps. Y'all gotta y'all gotta put two and two together, man. And I done heard Billy Joe Sanders. That's another cheater. Y'all gotta put two and two together. Something not adding up. You don't want to fight in the UK anymore. You've been caught red-handed on camera fucking with your gloves. But people don't care. Yeah, we know. Yeah, he got the complexion protection. Yeah, hey man, YouTube already in deep shit. That's why they getting sued. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You just gotta catch me when you catch me. I usually like do my streams this time of the night anyway, between 4 and 5 in the morning, because H Money has showed up for every live stream. Appreciate that, H Money. You on your way, man. You know, you stay loyal, man. You know what I'm saying? We got love for you. The LD, you know, the LDBC will take care of you, man. For real. So just stay loyal. You know what I'm saying? We'll take care of you. You know, for real. So H Money, he shows up for all my live streams. Appreciate that. So yeah, he got caught. He got caught red-handed against Chris. That's what I be trying to get people to understand. Why do you guys act like we just coming out of nowhere, saying, "Oh, well, we think Tyson Fury is doing something he ain't got no business." I'm talking about his mountains of evidence. You know, for real. For real. Oh, thanks, man. Um, I mean, how much more evidence? I'm telling you, I will bet any of y'all money. I'm willing to bet any of y'all money if Tyson Fury came out and flat out said that he cheated. His fans still would try to blame it on us. They still would be in denial, or they wouldn't care. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't care because they don't care now. But these are the same things, tactics that they use to demonize black men in the media. These were the same tactics that they try to, you know what I'm saying, demonize guys like Freddie Gray, uh, you know what I'm saying, other people. These are the same tactics. Oh, look. When he was young, he did this, he did this, he did that. But then when Tyson Fury, it's like they turn a blind eye. They don't want to hear it. They want us to zip it. Oh man, you guys need to stop talking about Tyson Fury. You guys are just salty. Salty about what? They ain't nothing to be salty about. Hey, LB, appreciate that, man. Hold on, LB. Let me see. Can I give you a wrench? Let me give you a wrench. Let me see. All right. All right. I gave you a wrench. Appreciate that, bro. All right. Yeah. Hold on. Bros, I'm gonna give you a wrench too. I'm gonna give you a wrench. All right. And Mike, I don't know why you don't have a wrench. I should pose it. All right. All right. And let me give Charles a wrench too. So yeah, Charles, you got your wrench? Yeah, so but yeah, man. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100, man. I'm just keeping it 100, man. They don't care. Like I said, the only thing that that they saw, they just saw a white man beating a black man, and that's all they cared about. They don't care that it was some foul play. All they see is a victory for white Euro trash America over a black man. They just don't care. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't care. How you paint somebody as a great comeback when you a cokehead? You a cokehead. You don't get. I mean, dude disrespected his wife. We all saw what the man said. He said he was serious when he said he was gonna get some cocaine and some hoes. He was telling the absolute truth. That dude was telling the truth when he said, "Man, I'm finna go get me after this fight. I'm gonna get me some cocaine and some hoes." He was telling the absolute truth. Y'all thought that dude was joking? That man went to get him some booger sugar. That's what I keep saying, man. Let a black dude that said some shit like that. Let Floyd Mayweather say some shit like that. I'm serious, man. You would have heard, man, that would have been the biggest story. They would have been talking about that. Man, Stephen A. Smith, they would have did it say, yeah, man, well, Floyd, man, I can't believe Floyd said that he was gonna get some cocaine and some hookers after the fight, man. Come on, Floyd, you supposed to be a role model, man. What the hell is wrong with you? Stephen A. Smith would have went off, but Tyson Fury, who cares? Yeah, Showtime. He really loved that man. He loved that booger sugar. And hey, here's the thing though. For everybody that been to Las Vegas, it's easy to get that shit in Las Vegas. Man, thanks, Charles. It's easy to get that shit in Las Vegas. Shit, it be niggas standing in front of the MGM Grand selling all that shit, pills, all that bullshit. Oh, that would have made nationwide news if he would have said he gonna get some cocaine and some hookers H. That would have been shit. That would have been nationwide news. But like, look, I've been everywhere. I mean, I done been to the places. I done been to Miami. Miami, that might be the easiest place you can get cocaine at. That's, I mean, you could if you yell out the word cocaine, about 5 people gonna walk up to you. so, so, and then like Las Vegas, man, it's easy to get that shit out there. So Tyson Fury, he didn't have to walk far. He probably just all he had to do was walk in the fucking lobby. I don't know that. I seen Oscar. I seen an old video. Oscar like messing with that booger sugar. I think he got Fury beat. I think he got Fury beat. I think he got Fury beat. So man. That's just what I'm trying to man. That's just what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man. It's easy to get that shit out there. That's the right place. Nah, I got Oscar, man. Oscar be fucking with that. He be fucking with that pure Colombian. You know what I'm saying? That Colombian dynamite. He be he be, he be fucking with that Colombian. Tyson Fury probably used that shit. That shit with hella cut in it. He probably used that. You know what I'm saying? He probably used 65, 70%. Oscar used that 90 to 95%. That's what I'm saying. He be using that 90 to 95%. I'm trying to tell you, man, he be using that Tyson Fury probably used that bunk shit. He probably used that his shit probably be like I said, maybe 60, 65, 70 at the most. He probably used that shit where people put a lot of cut in it and shit. So but you know, yeah, Wilder kind of admitted that, man. He kind of admitted that his man Wilder looked at real funny in that fight too. And he never officially said that costume was the reason that he lost. What happened was somebody overheard him saying that might have been the reason that he lost, and then you know, then the thing with the water came up. I could tell you who I think it was that put out that story about the uniform. Nah, I think that was Ellie. I think Ellie went into the locker room and he heard him because he never officially released a statement saying that. And then I think Ellie felt bad about that shit. Ellie was the first one talking about Wilder said that the costume was too heavy. That never was Deontay Wilder's official statement. And what happened was Ellie put that shit out, and then people was, oh, Wilder making excuses, Wilder making excuses. And Wilder never came out and said that uniform was was the reason he lost that fight. Yeah, but that's who I believe it was, y'all. I believe it was Ellie. I believe it was Ellie that leaked. And I ain't got nothing bad to say about Ellie, but you know what I'm saying, he made a mistake. But and everybody like jumped on that story. Oh, Wilder's making excuses. He never made an official statement. I first saw the video where Ellie Setback said that, and Ellie Setback said, "Well, it might have been the uniform." And then everybody, yeah, and then everybody jumped on Wilder's helmet and was talking about, oh, Wilder being a sore loser. But these the same people that didn't jump on Manny Pacquiao's helmet for talking about that bullshit shoulder injury. So okay, so there you have it. One thing about me, I remember shit. Yeah, LB, they ran with that fake ass shit. Wilder never said, he never said that unit. Somebody heard him in the locker room after he went into the locker room, and he said, "Damn, I don't know what happened. It might have been that costume because it was too, it might have been too heavy." And like I said, it spread it like wildfire when he actually never said that. And I repeat once again, he never said that. So I just noticed everybody and their mama came out and ran with that story. Yeah, Manny. That's the funny part. If Manny Pacquiao stupid ass would have just accepted his loss like a man, he would have got a rematch and he would have got his ass beat even worse. But he still would have. Manny stupid. Manny cost himself an additional possibly $50 million by coming up with that excuse. He did. That was Floyd's plan. Floyd was gonna fight him again in September. And then when Manny Pacquiao did that weak ass shit, and then everybody kept saying, "Oh, Manny was hurt." Then come to find out, Manny was never hurt. That's the sad part about that shit too. That's why I never you notice me Showtime, aka you notice me the whole time you've been listening to me. You heard me talking about that fake patriotism shit. The whole time I've been doing these live streams, you heard me say, don't talk to me about standing up for no flag and all this type of shit when y'all constantly root for non-Americans to beat black fighters. Like I said before, y'all rooted for Sergey Kovalov against Andre Ward. Y'all wanted Triple G to beat Andre Ward. That's, you know what I'm saying? You was rooting for Manny Pacquiao over Floyd. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't want to hear that. And then a lot of these people that were Americans that was white was rooting for Tyson Fury to beat Deontay Wilder. So that's why I was saying don't talk to me about no flag and saluting and all that type of shit because y'all fake. You fake. You fake. I mean for real. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck, ladies and gentlemen. You want to have that selective patriotism shit when it come down to, you know what I'm saying, when it come down to us. You telling us we need to stand up for a flag and all that type of shit, but like I said, you root for non-Americans to beat black fighters. That just shows you how ass backwards y'all is. Y'all straight up ass backwards. Yeah, they sure do. Every day. Man, you know the funny part, man. I used to go to Oakland A's games, Raider games all the time, man. I would see people that wasn't black, that wouldn't stand up for the national anthem. Like I said, this shit been fake outrage for like the last 4 years. Shit is the fakest shit I ever seen in my life. This shit ain't nothing but fake outrage. So, and then let me do this last subject, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. So, all right, Mikey Garcia is saying that if he fight Manny Pacquiao, he's saying that he could stop Manny Pacquiao. Okay, I, I'm trying to envision a scenario in which Mikey Garcia could knock him out like Marquez did. Mikey can't counterpunch like Marquez, and that's the problem. Mikey can't counterpunch like Marquez could. And he don't throw a lot of combination punches. I just think it's one of them. I just think I just think Manny gonna just swarm him, and then due to the fact that Manny got more experience now, unless unless Victor Conti invent Mikey Garcia some special stuff. I mean, if he want to, he can have Victor Conti since he deal with Snack. I mean, he might knock Manny Pacquiao out if Victor Conti like invent some untraceable shit for him like he used to do with the baseball players when they had Balco, when they had the Balco lab. So I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Mikey don't have them kind of punches. He don't throw overhand rights. Um, he could box, but he don't have the type of style that I think could beat Manny Pacquiao. I just think it'll be another one of them fights. I think it'll be almost exactly like the Adrian Broner fight. I think that Manny Pacquiao will just out hustle. He might drop Mikey Garcia once in the fight, and he probably will just throw a bunch of punches that ain't gonna land, and he probably you know, he'll just outwork Mikey Garcia to probably a unanimous decision or maybe a split decision. But I don't see um like I said, you know how some fights you envision how somebody can win a fight and what they could do like based off their skills and you watching them. I just don't see what Mikey Garcia could do. Mikey Garcia would have to totally change his style to like beat Manny Pacquiao. He would have to he would have to do a lot of different things, which I don't know if he capable or comfortable of doing because remember Mikey Garcia is up there in age too. Mike Garcia is like 31, 32. So you have to wonder like he might be stuck in his ways by now. The only way he win that fight, he'd have to land something. Like I said, he'd have to land something meaningful in that fight, and he would have to. he would like have to like try to force Manny to go backwards, but he have to overwhelm Manny Pacquiao with strength, push Manny Pacquiao back and try to keep him up against the ropes. And he would have to like he don't have a foot. What I'm saying is I don't think he had a footwork to beat Manny Pacquiao. I don't think he had a size. I don't think he had a footwork, and I don't think he had the experience. I just think his style is better suited for Manny Pacquiao to win that fight. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. All right, you guys. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. I'll be back later on. Appreciate the love, man. Thanks.